Asher and Penland on W4CY Radio.
Thought you were meant forever, but you are so wrong.
This is the Pipeman here on the Adventures Pipeman W4CY Radio, and I'm here with our next guest who has some killer new music. So let's welcome to his show, Mike from All Sinners.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great. How about yourself?
Can't complain. Just been sitting around all day waiting for this interview.
Nice.
Yeah.
So have I. So have I. Doing nothing.
Yeah, right. I know.
So yeah, you guys have a new single you just released, Into the Flames. The music video is pretty cool. Everybody's got to check that out. And then you have a new studio album that is coming out in 3 days.
Yes, it's been long awaited. Everyone's been waiting. So it's good to finally get it out there, which some people started receiving their pre-orders this week. So it's the response is starting to roll out slowly, which is nice.
And so you guys finally own the night then.
I've been trying for a lot of years, and it seems like maybe this is the time.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And for those that don't know what I'm joking about, that's the name of the new album. We Own the Night.
Own the Night. Yep.
Nice. So tell us a little bit about what that means to you.
That name and title in general.
Yeah, and the album in general.
Well, the album it's been a long time coming for us. We had a 4-song EP out, and we took our time writing the full length. Because when we put the band together, we kind of pushed out the 4-song EP. Not pretty quickly, but we needed to get something out. So it was like, we don't have time to do a full length. Let's get these 4 songs out there, which we did. And the response was great. So we kind of took our time to put together this next album. I think initially, because you know, you're in the music business, so to speak. A lot of people just do EPs now. They do singles. Not a lot of people do full length albums. So we were trying to figure out what are we going to do. And we got to like 5 songs and everyone was like, so how many are we going to do? And I was like, let's do 10. So
Nice.
We took our time, and Roger, the drummer, owns a record store. So putting out vinyl is a big deal to him. So we had to do it right, get all 10, we do it the old school way and pace the albums, track 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going into side B. So it was a lot of fun. So it's meant a lot because we've grown together, putting this project together. So
yeah, and I do miss albums being a thing.
Absolutely.
And hopefully we can bring that back, and the younger generation can realize what they're missing, because there's a lot missing in just listening to a track.
Yeah, I mean, it's this whole 30-second mentality, TikTok mentality that is going all over all of our heads. We did a video that's coming out in at the end of the year for a cover song that we did. We like to do content for our fans, so we do random shit now and then. And it's coming out later, and the guy who produced it and shot the video, his name's Casey Tebow. He's worked with Aerosmith for years and stuff. He was like, I think we got to cut the song down. I'm like, what do you mean? It's a music video. He said, yeah, it's 4 minutes and 7 seconds. I think we need to get it to like 3 minutes and 50 seconds.
I was thinking you needed to get it down to 7 seconds because it's about all the attention span people have.
I don't think, but that unfortunately that's something that we're faced with, and I'm kind of just saying, screw it. I'm not going to pay attention to it. I'm going to do what I want. So the end of our album, the We Own the Night album, the final track on the album's a 6-minute power ballad.
Nice.
Not cutting it down, not doing anything. It's going to be 6 minutes.
I love
So
it because some of my favorite songs in history, kids today would not get a chance to like because they wouldn't listen long enough.
Stairway to Heaven.
Right?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
And you could, how about any Sabbath song?
yeah.
You could take, okay, like you take a song like Battery from Metallica. If you don't last past that intro, you're missing one of the best songs,
Oh yeah, man.
and it's like, it's funny you should say about trimming down the song because I was talking to somebody and we were talking about songwriting
Mhm.
and how songwriting has had to change because of this. Whereas, back in the day, I remember taking a songwriting class and it's like, okay, you got the intro, you got the verse, chorus, bridge, solo, another verse, chorus,
Yeah,
end, you know? And
yeah.
now it's like, take out the intro, take out the solo, take out the bridge, and even take out one of the verses. Like,
Well, it's got to be
basically,
3 minutes now, at
I
least.
know it's got to be
With the
verse, chorus, verse, and that's it. And to
yeah,
me, that's not interesting.
yeah, no, and that's the thing where I'm at in my musical career too. Is like I was in a band before this that we had a record deal, and it was more of a not on the pop side of rock, but it was more of just a regular rock band, and they wanted everything just clean package under a certain amount of time. And now I'm writing songs that I want to breathe.
Right.
Yeah, there's a 4 bar instrumental here, and it's going to stay in. It's part of the song. So
Well,
yeah,
and
the
you
whole
mentioned Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven. Okay. Like that is just a whole build on a build on a build. Like, it just
yeah,
takes you on a journey.
it's an epic. And I was saying that to my wife. Like Saturday night, we were having a glass of wine, eating dinner, and I kept putting records on and then running downstairs and flipping it over. And she's like, "Why do you like to do that?" I'm like, "Because when you listen to an album, it's a journey.
Totally.
The way that they set up the album was for a reason. They didn't just put 10 songs on vinyl. It was set up a certain way. So when you can listen to an album and go, oh my God, I love how it goes into that song. I love how it went into this song. And I love that this is the last song 5 on side 1. And then how does the next side start? Everything's like a story or like just a journey through the album. And there's a joy in that
Totally.
people don't realize nowadays.
Mm.
CDs aren't the same because
I
you
don't
just
think so.
you just put it on and it just runs.
And not
But
everybody looks at the little pamphlet in the CD, but when you got an album, you looked at everything. And I remember just putting my headphones on, sitting on the balcony, and just a full blown sensory experience, not just
yeah,
the sound, everything.
no, that's something that my kids unfortunately won't get to enjoy. I mean, I used to, we all did. Was it Tuesdays they released albums? You'd run out there before they opened, got Injustice for All by Metallica, got in my car, ripped it open,
Right?
open the liner notes. I needed to see all the pictures and everything in it. So it was a big deal, and we
And
are sharing that with our fans, and our fans enjoy it. So
well,
it's all part of it for us.
think about it too. Okay. So this morning I just happened to stumble upon a Bobby Weir documentary.
Yep.
And as you're talking right now, I'm thinking to myself, there would be no Grateful Dead or Pink Floyd today if they started today.
No.
Like it was for Grateful Dead, the song didn't even start for 10 minutes. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's unfortunately, and this is because I do have kids and I see how they take art programs out of schools and stuff like that. It's the whole art of it.
mm-hmm, totally.
It's like we've got AI music and AI art, and people don't care that somebody didn't create that. It was a machine. But people creating things is unfortunately, and I hope it's not true, I hope it's just a phase, is just going away.
Well, the thing is, okay, so as example, I'm pretty good at graphic design. that doesn't make me an artist. It makes me a
No.
graphic designer. Okay.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't mean I could paint something. Okay. You
Yeah,
know,
no.
it just means I know how to use the computer and manipulate everything. And I feel the same as with music. Like I was talking with my brother the other day too, and he's like, you know, what happened to the rock bands where you had two guitarists, a keyboardist, maybe a singer, a drummer, and, you know, like the humans doing everything. And bands today, like they cancel shows because their laptop's not working.
It just happened to us last weekend. We didn't cancel a show.
Right.
But we were playing a show, and the band that was on before us, they were sound checking, and it was just a track. Like with vocals, guitars, everything. And the guys were standing out front like, okay, how does it sound? And then the guy would go up and sing a couple words. I'm like, this is what they're doing. You know, there were two guitar players, no bass player, drummer. But the guitar players played intermittently. The singer sang intermittently when all the vocals were still going on.
Huh.
It was like, I don't get it. It's like rock and roll is supposed to be imperfect too, to me.
No doubt.
So,
And you got to work at it. Like, listen, I played drums, I played guitar, and I sang thrash metal, and I sucked at all three because I didn't work at it. Like, I would have been great today because I wouldn't need to.
yeah, I know.
But I could never do that. Like,
Yeah.
music is a human being creating. Like, you have to have, even if you do work at it, if you don't have talent, it doesn't matter either. So you have to have some degree of talent. And it's kind of like, have you ever seen the meme of the rock star in the 80s and the rock star now?
Not sure. I've seen a billion memes. I probably have, but
Okay. So this one is, okay, you got this rock star lying on the ground, passed out, bottle of JD in one hand, guitar in the other. And then fast forward to rock star today, sitting at a computer, typing on the computer with the guitar on his lap.
Yeah, I know. It's discouraging.
I will say though, okay, I was quite impressed the beginning of the year. Now I have a grandson. He was a total gamer, total, like, you know, reclusive, typical gamer, but he found music. He found punk and metal, like his grandfather. And so he asked me, he wants to get a guitar for his birthday. I'm like, sure. And we got a guitar center, and I say, like, try out the guitars. And he started playing a Green Day song, and I was shocked. I was impressed. It's like here's somebody that is probably very techie because of being a gamer. I'm a gamer too, so I'm techie. But he was actually playing the instrument and very well. And I was like, yes, thank you. So who knows? Maybe there's hope.
I hope so. I mean, I know my 9-year-old son, he loves music. He loves listening to my music. He loves Sleep Token and Imagine Dragons and all these bands. And I take him to shows all the time. His first show, I took him to see Kiss. You know, it's like,
nice.
So he loves music, but whether it translates, like I have every instrument here from drums to amps to guitars. Whether he picks it up, who knows? We'll see. I don't push it. I don't want to push it.
No, because then he'll go away from it for sure.
Yeah, either that or, you know, he'll become a musician. I'm going to be like, why didn't you become a doctor or something? So
Into the Flames is about, or at least what I checked into, is about pushing the boundaries.
Yep.
And that's another thing too. Isn't that what music's about? Like, I don't know. There's these people complaining about music artists pushing the boundaries or talking about stuff. Like that's what it's always been about, at least in the rock and punk and metal genre.
Rock was always supposed to be pushing the boundaries, supposed to be rebellious, supposed to be raucous, supposed to be dirty. Uh, yeah. So, I don't know what has happened, but hopefully, and I don't. Hopefully, guys like this Youngblood kid, he
Yeah.
seems like he's kind of rock and roll, man. Hopefully he's just not riding the Ozzy Osbourne thing, coat waves as a thing. Hopefully he's actually really that.
I've met him. He's for real. Like, because I go on tour and I do music festivals all over UK,
Yeah,
US, Europe. I've met him before the whole Ozzy thing.
yeah,
And he is totally real. I think that's why Ozzy took him under his wing because
yeah. He seems like the real deal. Seems to loves his fans, and he seems like he's rock and roll, a little rebellious, and that's what
he
we need. We
and
need
he
more.
don't give a frick what he does,
Yeah,
like just like Ozzy,
yeah,
and then even what he did that day for that final show, first of all, blew my mind. Okay.
absolutely.
Like I love Slayer, love Metallica. Besides Ozzy and Sabbath, he stole the show. Like, and every
Yes.
publicist I know says that. Every record label exec I know says it is like he was just so real and so
Yeah,
emotion. But the best part was is he had a gig that night in another state,
yeah.
or not, I
Well,
mean another country.
the
Like,
other the other good thing about it is most rockers that have rented that or were there that saw that were like, "Who the hell is this guy?"
right?
So I mean,
But
I
I
didn't know
mean,
who he was at that
talk
time.
about the dedication, a real musician that he did that and then had to be at his own gig in another country.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
unbelievable. Yeah, that's the way it should be. So maybe it's people like him, people like Dirty Honey that are
yep,
going to change things back.
yeah,
You know, we
yeah.
can only,
I agree. The one that discourages me because they're such a great band, and I don't know why they're not bigger than they are, is Rival Sons.
oh, yeah, another one, another great example.
Fantastic band. That band should be absolutely huge, but they come to Boston and they're playing the House of Blues, and it's not always full. It's like I don't
Yeah.
understand what's going on.
And it's bands like them that are really bringing the true musicianship back to rock and roll.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a good thing. It's same thing when we go to shows and I don't see guys carrying amps. We carry amps, we Marshall stacks and all that stuff, but I don't know. People are getting lazy.
Yeah, I mean, I knocked my teeth out climbing up on Marshall Stack and doing a stage dive. Like,
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't have that memory. But, you know, it is definitely a trip. But then we have bands like you that are just killing it, making great music, and
Thank you.
we just need more of it for sure. And so, talk about your son. Well, how do you get your start in music? What was that moment that you decided that was the avenue you were going to take?
I started like a lot of kids do, like first, second grade. My mom put me in piano lessons, and it didn't last long. And then fourth grade, fifth grade comes around. It's like, hey, school band, and I picked up the saxophone. And then as high school started approaching, I realized none of my favorite rock bands, because I was getting into rock music, had saxophone players, and I wasn't really into Springsteen. Uh, so my parents were nice enough and bought me a guitar for Christmas, and it just kind of went from there. My story is, a bunch of my friends and I, we skateboarded. Someone got a guitar, another kid got a guitar. We end up in someone's garage, actually my parents' basement, and we just start playing. That's basically all it was. But back in that, we didn't have computer video games, and unless you were going to play HTML on your Commodore 64, we had to entertain ourselves, and that was with music and skateboarding and stuff like that, you know. And music took off, not only for me but for a bunch of my friends, and everyone's pretty much still playing, I think. So yeah, and then you know, as we got in high school, I actually was in a band with two other friends of mine that got pretty big in the Boston area, and we started doing small little tours. Dad was nice enough to lend me his truck, and then after that, it just kept going. I didn't know how to do anything else, you know. So it's like college didn't interest me. It was just playing music. I just never stopped doing it because I'm not good at anything else. Not saying I'm good at this, but
Well, I think so based on your new music. So
thank you.
you might have sucked before, but now you're good.
It's a good chance I sucked before.
If only I would just kept sucking, maybe I would have gotten good someday too.
It's inevitable, isn't it? Like what, the 10,000 hours thing? I've had to put in 10,000 hours by now.
No doubt. Like I remember my idol for guitar was Randy Rhoads. And I just
Absolutely.
remember like finding out that he practiced 8 hours a day every day. I'm like, holy shit, I'm not even practicing 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's like anything though.
Right?
I have a lot of friends that want to be pro golfers, and I'm like, do you know how many hours a day? That's their job. 8 to 10 hours. You go to the range once a week, it's not going to happen for you.
Right. Well, it's like I played baseball for 9 years and I was really, really good for that age,
Yeah.
you know, but
Yeah.
you know, you could be the best in your town and still have no shot at making the major leagues.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people around here that think they're really good at music, and they're good locally, and then they move down to Nashville, and
Right?
it's going up to the next level. It's like, no, don't. Okay, you're gonna try it. All right. Hey, so and so's coming back from Nashville. They've only been gone for a month. You know, it's one of those things. It's a lot of luck though too. It's luck. It's all
I think it's putting up with a lot of bull crap too, because like
absolutely.
I was at Metallica's first shows in the beginning, and you know, those dudes worked their butt off, man. Like for 10 years, they were just serious road dogs that shared a floor with 3 other bands and, you know, ate bologna sandwiches with no bread. And like there was no other choice
Yeah,
but to be Metallica. It is basically what it came down to.
you need to be out there. You need to be seen. You need luck on your side. You know, there's a lot of things to it, so you got to enjoy it. If you're not in it for the ups and the downs, then it's probably not going to happen.
And if you're not having fun in the music industry, you're in the wrong industry because everything else kind of sucks.
Yeah.
If you know,
It's
you're not having
always
fun playing the music.
No, it's not always fun, but
No.
you got to take the good with the bad. Can't get frustrated with the bad, and don't take too much of the good.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And
Yeah.
so you'll also be having some live dates coming up here. So that's cool.
Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff coming up. We got what we're calling our record release shows this weekend with Dangerous Toys, Friday and Saturday. I don't know what we have after that. The next big thing we have in February, we're doing like a 5-day run with the Lynch Mob.
Oh, cool.
So, and then I think we're going to tour in 2026. All that stuff is waiting on other things to happen. You know, there's tentative plans I can't really talk about yet, but you know, some sort of tour in 2026, first quarter, most likely, or summertime. Yeah.
And I'm just putting this out there in the universe, but I think your band would be perfect playing Rocklahoma.
Oh, I would love to play Rocklahoma.
Like you would fit in perfectly.
Whoever's booking Rocklahoma, listen to him.
There you go. Like I'm putting it out there in the universe right there.
Love it.
So anything else you want to tell the listeners we haven't covered already? Besides also tell everybody how they connect to you on socials, on the web, how they buy the new album, all that good stuff.
You can get the album, and we have these really cool bundles with autograph stuff and other little treats in there on ratpakrecords.com. That's the record company. You can go to Purchase Street Records, which is Roger's store. You can get the album through there. And then our socials, allsinnerscult.com is the website, and then there's all the social media stuff on there. YouTube, the videos on YouTube, our YouTube page. We'll have some more stuff coming out, a couple more videos. We're always coming up with new merch. Inside of that album cover, there's an old school merchandise sheet, like the old Motley Crue albums and stuff, like Kiss albums, where you could actually order stuff. And there's a whole list and pictures of stuff on there that you can order. And I know for this weekend, we got a bunch of new merch that no one would expect, but we're going to have it all available starting this weekend.
Well, they have to buy your merch or they can't listen to my show, because that's the only way. That's the only way you guys survive nowadays is merch. You know,
we get to do a lot of stuff because of our merch sales, and that's why we put our name. We've got hot sauce. We've got all kinds of stuff. So it's we put our name on a bunch of stuff, and hopefully you can find something that you enjoy.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know, I even remember, like, kids are missing out on this, but I remember when I bought the Love Gun album. I think I was in like 5th grade or something, and I was so excited because it had that popper gun in it.
Yeah.
The Love Gun, that was the popper that we all were into at that stage. And I was like, I was in school and brought it to school. I'm like, check this out. And that's what kids are missing today. You like it?
Absolutely. There's always been cool stuff inside of albums. I'll always remember one of my favorite albums when I was a kid was Paradise Theater by Styx. You took it out, and on the backside of the album, it had that, I don't know how they do it, but it was like an oil embossed around the edges of the women from the side of the Paradise Theater building that you could see on the album if you tipped it. It's like one of the coolest things ever, you know? It's stuff like that you don't get on TikTok.
No. And I was also a Beatles freak. I bought all the Beatles albums looking for all the clues for Paul McCartney being dead.
Yeah. Paul's dead.
Oh, man.
It's good stuff, and, you know, love to try to bring it back, and that's kind of what we're doing.
Well, good for you, and I'm glad you are, because that's good for us. And
I hope so.
Keep doing it, brother, and thanks for being on the Adventures of Pipe Man.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, and we'll see everybody soon.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipe Man on W4CY Radio.